Hi, awesome people. Okay. Hi, awesome people of the universe. I'm really happy to see you here today. Let me begin with expressing my gratitude for you to be here with me. Now, how can we achieve overnight success? Before we begin, I need to state that I suppose you are listening to that webinar because you actually do want to reach overnight success. So, that you have the drive, you have your burning desire, you have the willingness to invest time and effort, and these things are all given. This is not a motivational speech. This presentation will make achieving your goals way more easier. It helps understand how life really works. I base my speech on these assumptions that you are a lion, you are a predator, you are a warrior who always gets what he or she wants. Now, why should you listen to me? Very good question. Some of you who knows me also know that I am insanely obsessed with personal development. Since I'm 28 years old, I'm constantly reading about success habits. A while ago, I quit my secure job, well-paid job, just to have time for learning my passion. I have read tons of educational books, always the best. I have visited very famous seminars like the 4-day seminar from Anthony Robbins in London, the Unleash the Power Within, the Millionaire Money Intensive seminar also in London. I had dinner with the worldwide famous Brian Tracy, and I was able to pick the mind of several successful millionaires, what they do differently, asking them for their advices and tips. I also am a certified business and life coach, listened hundreds of hours of audios from the best speakers in the world. So I did my homework. I'm still getting up at 5 in the morning, 7 days a week, learning and practicing until I fall into the bed dead tired. I just cannot stop it. I don't want to stop it at all. Look, I'm not telling you this because I want to show off or anything. I just want you to know that the information that I will give you out here today are very solid and reliable and well researched. But again, this stuff is just so good. Once you have the taste of it, you just don't want to let it go at all. So let's dive in. I would suggest I'm gonna give you the exact map what you have to do to achieve your overnight success. I don't care where you're coming from, how old you are. I don't care if you're a woman or a man, where you live, if you're broke or rich, tall or small, with blue eyes or brown eyes. This information that I will give out here today are universal and valid for every human being in the earth. But first, let us define the definition of overnight success. I want to be on the same page with you. So, do you have big dreams, goals in your life? Try to outline them in your head now. For me, for example, to be a millionaire. That's quite a big dream, I know. But it could be also like to lose 10 kilos or get into shape. It can be also to find your significant other, or maybe get your health back to be able to live life fully to its beauty. Or, well, similar stuff. What is your dream? What is your big dream? What really gets you out of bed? What you really feel passionate about? Well, here you see a big mountain. I call it Mount Everest because not everybody reaches the top, and it is extremely hard to get here because it needs a lot of practice on your way, and it's also, of course, full of surprises and difficulties. Are you agreeing with me on that? If you have a look, everybody begins here at the bottom. Then you work your way up to the peak where your goal is that you want to achieve. In our case, today it is the overnight success. If you have a closer look, you might also notice that there are actually several pathways. You can go here to the left, you can go here to the right, right? Basically, what it means that you are confronted every day with decisions that you have to make, like like these ones. Turn left or turn right. And these will determine on which path you will continue your journey. But, and what is very important here, do not forget, no matter which way you go, if you have your eyes on the goal here on the top and work hard enough, every road will lead you up here to the top. Now, you might wonder, how do I climb a huge mountain like Mount Everest overnight? And the answer is, you don't. Let me explain why. For us to understand, we need to start at the beginning. We have our goal set, okay? It's up here. And we are here at the bottom, ready to go ahead and work your ass off and be able to go up to that goal, which is, I mentioned again, your overnight success, your dream, what you really, really want to achieve. By now, it should be clear that this so-called overnight success doesn't mean one night in the real world. Let us see what it really means. Okay, I marked 6 points on your way up, if you see, where the 7th is your overnight success. With other words, where we reach your goal. Let that be anything, really. As I mentioned, money, health, relationships, success in business. I want to go through here these points with you, and by the time we reach the top, everything should be clear for you about how you really can be an overnight success. So here is number 1. Do not tell it anyone. Rich people always advise that you should never talk about your future plans, dreams, and aspirations to anyone, because they will get jealous and they will want to bring you down. Oh boy, isn't that true? And there are people, I mean your best friends and your whole family. Do you know what I'm talking about here? You are opening your new company, you begin a new lifestyle, you want to give up smoking, you want to lose 10 kilo, you want to be the best public speaker in your country, you want to be a millionaire, you want to buy a specific, very expensive, extravagant car, you want to finish the university at the age of 50, you want to change some habits of yours, or you want to build yourself beneficial habits for you. So you decided, so to say, that you do something extraordinary others would never even consider to do, and then you make a mistake. You tell them about it. You trust people after all, right? Then 6 months later, they are asking you with a smug smile on their face, how are you doing on your big dream? It hurts, people. You know that feeling? You may feel trapped and feel the strong need to just self-justification while trying to explain yourself why after 6 months you are still not a millionaire, still not a supermodel, why your company is still not generating any income. I tell you what, you should never, ever try to justify yourself. You should never, ever try to explain yourself, because this is a stupid question. Don't misunderstand. They love you, your friends, your family. They really love you, and they don't want to bring you down. Mostly it is the ego acting out, and mostly they are not even aware of it. We suppose the positive intention behind their actions and words. I will not go into details with that here. So you can blame them. You cannot blame them. You can't. Why? Because these people who ask these stupid, mean questions don't know how life really works. What do I mean by that? What do you mean they don't know? You are talking about my best friend and my mother. So, before we jump into conclusions here, let us step back a little bit and go back to the roots, shall we? Let's go back when you were born. Are you with me? To my biggest disappointment, we all came to that world with not just an empty stomach, but also with an empty brain. We are all the same in that area, so we have to put stuff in them constantly. Let's just concentrate for now on the brain. Learning and developing our brain literally begins with birth. continues in the primary school, goes on in high school, and for the most of us finishes at the university. Big mistake. I don't remember taking lessons in how life really works, neither. Do you? Not in the high school, nor at the university. I remember algebra and biology and geography, but nothing about a subject named how life really works. So obviously, most people believe in overnight success, which I'm so sorry, but as I mentioned earlier, doesn't exist at all. If you know, if you really believe in it, well, just let me tell you something. I want to crush your bubble because it's non-existing. Now is the time to finally give you a real life example, and not just I'm talking here about it and then you just have to believe it. So everybody knows Tiger Woods. He's an American professional golfer who is among the most successful golfers of all time. He has been one of the highest paid athletes in the world for several years. In June 1997, he first reached the #1 position in the world rankings. The next day, the newspaper said, Tiger Woods, the overnight success. You see, you have to understand that people take that literally. Here is my point, okay? Tiger Woods actually spent long years of practice before his so-called overnight success just happened. He learned, practiced, failed, assessed, moved forward, fell down, got up, and started it all over again. He got up 5 o'clock every morning, 7 days a week, and practiced and practiced and practiced. So you do understand his reactions to this newspaper headline. He went like, overnight success? Well, that was a hell of a long night. So, in other words, an overnight success very seldom happens overnight. The success comes after a lot of effort on the part of the successful person. And if you still have a doubt in you, if you really still don't believe me, then just close your eyes right now and think of a person in your life who is an overnight success. Just a person or a friend that you know exactly that he or she reached his goal overnight. Because I guarantee you that you will not find anyone. So let's go over the points again. #1 was do not tell anyone. #2, everybody were born with an empty brain. Put some stuff in it, for God's sake, that you can actually use, besides algebra and biology. #3, overnight success does not exist. Believe in hard work. I know I got excited about my dreams, but that's just me. So I can't shut up, okay? In case you really want to tell also people about your big plans, how, I do it, then you have to learn how to ignore when they are attacking you with the how are you doing on your big dream question, because they will attack you, okay? So you can say, for example, it's fine, or I'm making progress, and then leave and never come back. But explain it to your friends, because you do need good friends. If you really cannot hold your mouth, which I'm incapable of, you need to explain it to them how life really works for you. It is important that you have the right friends. What do you mean by that? It sounds extremely harsh, but if they don't understand you, if they don't support your dreams, then leave and never come back. You need a support group. People who understands you and supports you during your journey. Life is hard enough by its own. We don't need so-called friends telling us that we cannot do it, that we are not enough, that we are not talented, that we are just too big-boned, or we can never open our business because of that and that and that and that. We don't need that. You have to work your way up there, and you need people who will support you. Our next station, ladies and gentlemen, we have to understand why it is important to grow our cup first. By cup, I mean ourselves. It is, yeah, I'm sorry for the picture, folks. I didn't really find any better. So after, stop laughing, I would continue. It is like you have that cup, okay? That's a little cup. And it can hold an X amount of money. I can say instead of money also talent, happiness, luck, success, anything, all right? We stick with the money example because this is just the easiest way to understand it for now. If you pour more money into the little cup, more than what it can hold, then what happens? It will flow out. The surplus will flow out. This is exactly what happens with the lottery winners. They win the lottery with a little cup, and then 5 years later they are back where they begin because usually they didn't work on their cup. Their cup remained the same size, so the money flow out. Is it clear? So if we want to be an overnight success, then we really, really want to work on our cup. We really want to grow our cup that our money doesn't flow out of it. Is that right? The bigger our cup is, the more money it can hold. Is it true or true? That progress of growth can be very different from people to people. From person to person. Although everybody's cup is constantly growing during our whole lifetime, but the only difference between people is how fast it is growing, okay? For example, if we watch a lot of TV, if we don't care about ourselves, if we don't develop ourselves, if we don't do comfort zone challenges, then the cap will grow, but very, very, very slow. And by the time we die, we actually die broke because our cap barely grows. Is that logical? Yes or yes? Please. On the other hand, if you take the effort and work very hard on yourself first, then your cup will grow very fast. It can hold more, and it can hold more. Forgive me for the pictures. I didn't find any better. But which cup did you choose? Which cup would you choose? The small one, where all your extra money will flow out, the middle one, which is, let's say, middle class, or the biggest, where you really can fit in millions and millions of euros. But the real question is, where are you at? How big is your cup right now? Are you earning a couple of €1,000 per month? A couple of 10,000s? Or even millions? Obviously, if you are earning millions of euros monthly, you do not need any of my explanations here, because then you know it already, that there is no gain without personal growth. Oh yeah, what is fantastic about that this growth is exponential. What does that mean? It means, for example, you work in the first 5 years, okay, like a crazy person, and you grow your cap an X amount, and then with time and effort and a lot of hard work, that goes up exponentially. It like jumps. Allow me to demonstrate it with that graph here. Growing at the beginning and then exponentially just exploding. So how much you grew your cup during here, like the first 5 years, okay? The same amount or even more, it will grow just during the 1 year in the 6th year. So like this amount here, this is the amount that you grew in person. This is 5 years. And in the 6 years, you will grow that much. Not even mention when you will do your breakthrough here. And this is a short period of time here, if you see. Okay? But you have to go there. You have to work a road up there. You cannot just jump from here during a month. This line is not a straight line. Otherwise, everybody would just go up like that in a month. This life is exponential, and that is why people don't always understand and they underestimate the time it will take to achieve overnight success, right? I think that it is really, really fantastic and just more than fair that you actually have to work hard to actually achieve something in this life. We don't get what we deserve from life. We get what we make out of it. A lot of people go like, okay, I begin to build my business. Here is my business plan and my webpage, and let's work like a crazy person and see what happens. Then, inevitably, they suffer their very first sweet, bitter, barely unavoidable failure. They think, okay, it's too hard, so I don't go up there, I just give up. It is just so sad for me to see that. But they do die, and they die broke. Your cup cannot grow overnight. It's not a magic cup. Here, after years and years, you will finally have your breakthrough. And all the people who don't know you that well will just see that in 1 month here, this is just 1 little month, you went from broke to millionaire. And of course they will call you an overnight success, but they don't see all the years before what you actually took, what you put into it, what you took to actually get there, the struggles. Okay? Did I make my point here? Here is your overnight success. You can reach that point. You can make a breakthrough. And you can have, finally, your overnight success. So let's just summarize what I was talking about in the last, 20 minutes, 22 minutes. Number 1, don't tell anyone. Number 2, everybody was born with an empty brain. Put some stuff in it that you can actually use. Number 3, overnight success doesn't exist. Believe in hard work. Number 4, grow your cup every day. Number 5, believe, have a bit faith and trust in exponential growth. It will happen to you. Thank you.